start it for you.
Yes. So welcome to today's session. Today we have the pleasure of having an amazing young man. His name is David Nene, and David is one of the Journal Club admins. He's the one who at the ADA Africa, he's the knowledge management coordinator. He's the one who does all the posters that you see. He's also the one that manages our little library, our online library on Google Drive, and he's the one who uploads all our YouTube videos. So today, David is now on this other side. He has been working greatly in the area of data science, and he's doing amazing work in that. And he's going to tell us more about what he's been up to. I cannot keep up with you, David. You're always doing something interesting in the field. So you will tell us what you're up to. And today is going to talk about data visualization using PowerBI, if that's how it's pronounced. And I think this is a very important topic because I remember I think some of you have been posting some job adverts from an organization that I work with. And one of the job adverts had, can the person be able to do data visualization with Power BI? And for all the CVs I received, I did not see anyone with that skill. And so it made me think that I think sometimes we may concentrate a lot on our topics, on our specific areas, but we forget to develop also our tech area that can make our work easier, that can also make our work more presentable. So this is an important skill, and thank you, David, for doing this. I welcome you now to take us through. I'll be admitting people, so don't worry. So David will take us through. It's going to be a very participatory session. For those who are able to download the app, he's going to guide us. For those who have not downloaded it, don't worry, because it's a recorded session. You'll get access to that, and then you can do it on your own. And David is always there to answer any question. So I wish you well. My name is Aurelia Nene, part of the Journal Club admin, and also the founder of ADA Africa. Welcome, David.
Okay, thank you, Aurelia, for that introduction and also mentioning some of the benefits of learning visualization skills and also tech skills. Yep. So my name is David. My name is David Nene. I'm a data science researcher. So currently, I'm trying to see what are some of the problems that can be solved with data science. And I've been working with some of the organizations that are mostly related with data. There's a company called Liquid Intelligent Technologies that we are currently doing a project with. The also knowledge management part. So we are trying to see how we can improve their program via data, and also other organizations like Alliance for AI, which is more integrated to artificial intelligence, and also doing some mentorship and training with after work data science, and also looking forward to maybe start a product in ADA Africa whereby we can I can also mentor on some technical tools in the area of data. And yeah, I think that will be glad. So maybe next year we can chat with Aurelia and see whether we can develop a certain program that tries to combine the field plus data and technology. Yeah. So today's session will be on data visualization with Power BI. So Power BI is a product from Microsoft, and it doesn't only do visualization; it also does analytics. You can do very advanced analytics using the software. So it can be able to load data, clean the data, do some analysis, and also do now visualizations. Plus now the visualizations will be in form of a dashboard, which are really interactive. So we'll see how we'll go about that. So just let me share how they, a minute, share some of the features of the software. So this is where you can download it, the software, in case you have not downloaded it. There's powerbi.microsoft.com. So you can download it here for free. Then I think, let me switch my camera. It's making the session to be a bit, my screen to hang a little bit. So just a moment, please. Okay, since I can't see the icon for now, so you can just proceed. So this is how the software looks like in the overview, but we'll still go through it on the practicals. So it has different features that you can customize the visualizations that you want. So we'll start with what can you do with the software. So you can connect your data from different sources. So we'll see about that. Then you can prepare your data and create models that can connect tables together. So in case you have data from different tables, you can link them up together using these relationship models that can be able to link data using the primary keys, so that they can be interlinked, and you can be able to capture some of the variables or some of the columns from each of the tables and do a centralized visualization. Then, as I said, you can be able to do different types of analytics. You can be able to create a scoreboard whereby you can be able to track some of your projects and whether they are improving, or maybe how they are working with time. So you can be able to customize various analytics, and sometimes they're even real time, whereby you can connect it to a database and it can read data real time, and you can see the interactivity of the visualizations changing with time. Okay, then you can also do other things like connecting it with some AI tools, whereby it can be able to answer some of the questions and also do some predictions using machine learning. So it's connected with Azure machine learning tool, where you can be able to do some predictive tasks using the program. And the other thing, you can be able to create interactive reports. So this is what we'll be measuring on today, doing reports and trying to customize them so that they can be at least appealing and as interactive as possible. Then, yeah, I think that's all. Then you can also customize for phone layout, whereby in case you don't have your laptop and you want to see what's happening with the progress maybe of your project, you can just log into your phone and you can see some of what's going on with the visualizations now on your phone. Okay, so that's it. I think I'll go back to the slides for a moment, then you can start the practicals. And in case you have any questions, just ask via the chat. So, okay. So this is what we'll be learning today: loading data to Power BI desktop, data transformation and cleaning, creating table relationships, creating calculated columns and measures. This is where we can come up with new columns from the data that you already have. And you can also create aggregate outputs, for example, like mean, median. So you can be able to do aggregate outputs that you have created from the columns that you already have. Then the other part is now doing the visualization report, which will be our focus for today. So the other parts are just a bonus, at least to introduce to those who maybe have not used Power BI before. They can see what they can do with Power BI, but our main focus will be on the visualization part. Yep. So some of the field applications of this particular program or Power BI. Of course, there are other tools that you can use for visualization. We have, you can use Excel, you can use maybe other research statistical softwares like SPSS data to do visualizations. You can use program languages, libraries, like for Python, you can use maybe matplotlib, you can use Seaborn, you can use Plotly, you can use Streamlit, but those are more into developer side where you need to code to have a visualization executed. So then you also have Tableau, which is almost similar to Power BI. So yeah, you have different options, but it's always good to know some other tools that you can have options when you are working on a certain project. Plus, this is a really advanced tool. You see, it's more advanced and it's really easy to use because it's kind of like a drag and drop. So you are not doing any coding. You are just dragging and dropping, unless you really want to customize some of the, or you want to have some of the outputs that are really detailed. That's where you'll need to use DAX. So DAX is a data analytics expression whereby you can kind of a code, but is a really simple code. So you'll see about that. So some of the applications about on Power BI is data analytics using DAX, as I mentioned. So as I really was saying, currently these are tools that are really needed out there in the field, especially if you're maybe a project manager, a data analyst. I think it's even in all the fields out there, you will need to have some skills in data analytics nowadays. Then the other importance of Power BI is it can be able like to derive insights and recommendations from data, whereby you can be able to come up with interactive dashboards and be able to identify patterns. You know, when you have all the visualizations at one place, you can be able to identify patterns from different variables or different columns. Then the other important part is on project monitoring and evaluation using scoreboards. So it has this tool whereby you can be able like to have a scoreboard. So let me just go see if I can show you that scoreboard. Yeah, I think it's this one here. So let me just increase the size of my screen. Yeah, so this is a scoreboard whereby you can be able to track the progress of your project. So you can see some of the status of different colleagues. You can see this one is on track, completed, on track, at risk, behind. So using a scoreboard, you can be able to track the progress of the project maybe you are working on. Then can go back to the slides. The other importance, sorry, is on enhancing real-time collaboration through Power BI service. So this is where now you can, once you have done your report on Power BI desktop, you can be able now to publish it on Power BI service. And now you can have a workspace where you can collaborate with various colleagues, maybe from your work. You can add them to the workspace, and now you can be able to work on the report from different geographical regions where you don't have to be at the same place or using the same machine. You can just log on to Power BI service and you can collaborate, just as how you can collaborate on Google Docs or Google Sheet. The same case, you can collaborate when you are doing this visualization reports. So you can see a bit advanced. Then there are much more tools that you can use. You can connect with Power Automate. You can connect with Power Apps, whereby those are Microsoft tools, whereby you can be able, for Power Automate, you can be able to create and automate a flow that can be linked to Power BI to execute various tasks. And you can also connect to Power Apps, where you can design an app that is integrated to the reports that you are building, and you can have all the visualizations on an app. Okay, so those are some of the other tools that are there for Power BI. So for today's session, I see time has really gone. So I think we are at Power BI overview. Yep. So the next part now will be data loading and transformation, which will be practical. And then we'll do table relationships, calculated columns and measures, which will also be practical. Then we'll have a 10 minutes break, of course, because you know, when you are doing some technical practice, it's really easy to get tired a bit early. So we need to get some a break. Then once we come back, now we'll come back to the real thing to do data visualization, which will also be practical. Then we'll have a Q&A session. And just in case the session extends a little bit, don't fight me, please. You know, when you're doing practicals, you don't know how time moves, and you might be lagging. So can be maybe extended maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So I'm just requesting for more of your time. Okay. So if you have no question until there, I think we can get to practicals. So this is the data set that we'll be using. So I'll share it on the chat. So you can download it if you have Power BI already in your machine. So please make sure you note down your questions maybe somewhere, so that when you get to Q&A, you can ask the questions kindly, please, so that at least you can see what we can cover as much as possible. So, I can try answer this one. What are the distinct differences between Power BI and the latest version of Microsoft Excel by working to visualize data? Yeah, so there's not much difference, but once we start the practicals, you'll see some of the differences, but there's no big difference. So, but it's just that Power BI is, you can see the interface, and it's not the same as the interface for Excel. And there are other more differences that we'll capture in the practice. So let the practical answer that question for you. Then in case you want to download Power BI, you can use that link. So, yep. So let's get started with this. So I hope you have downloaded the data. So I'll stop sharing this link and share the software overview. So just a moment. Can someone confirm, please, which screen are you using at the moment? I'm using two screens, so I'm not sure which is on.
We can see the one add data to your report.
Add data to my report. Which one is that? You can see a software or PowerPoint.
Power BI already. You really logged into the Power BI desktop.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So this is the,
This is the,
I think there's an echo.
I think there's an echo.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the Power BI desktop, but once you launch it for the first time, you will see like a pop-up, a yellowish pop-up or orangish pop-up, a color like this one below here on page 1. I think it's yellow, so you can just cancel it. Then it will now bring this whole page of Power BI desktop. So this is what we'll be working with. So this this white page here with add data to your report, this is the canvas, and this is where all the visualization will be. But this will be the last step once you have loaded our data, cleansed it, and created table relationships, and now created maybe new columns and new measures. Then we'll now start doing our visualization. So this will be our last part. So under the home tab, on top, on the top left, we have get data. So then we have Excel workbook. So these are just quick points to connect, but this is the main one, get data. So we have Excel workbook, PowerBI datasets, SQL server. So then you can enter your own data, like how you can enter data in Excel. So you can connect to Dataverse. So Dataverse is a data platform where you can interlink data to various other platforms. I'm not sure whether Microsoft Excel has this particular tool where you can connect data from an app to Power BI. So yeah, so that's one of the differences, I guess. Yeah, so on getting the data, you can import data from Excel workbook. You can import a Power BI data set, Power BI data flows. You can import data from Dataverse, from SQL server. So on this SQL server, this is where I was saying, this is one of the points where data can be real time, even on Dataverse and SQL server. Data is real time, whereby as data gets in the database, let's say you have a website and maybe you want to see what people are, maybe you have an online store and you want to see how the sales are going. So when a person buys maybe a product like a shoe, the data goes to the database directly. Then now you can connect your database to Power BI. Now where you can see the visualizations of the sale as the sales are happening. So you can see it's really real time once you connect to maybe SQL or Dataverse. Then you can also connect to other analysis services. You can connect to a comma separated variable file. This is CSV. You can connect to a web. You can connect to OData. Do a blank query. Can do Power BI template applications. So you can connect from a lot of data sources. Once you click more sources, there's a lot of sources that you can connect data from. So this is also one of the advanced capabilities of Power BI to Excel. So you can connect XML file, JSON file, PDF, Parquet, SharePoint. So there's a lot you can connect with. So you can see all this here. Azure SQL database, Azure sign up. So this is on cloud computing. So you can be able to connect data from cloud. Okay, that's also another advancement. I hope, of course, you are noting them down. So yeah, you can connect to a lot of databases out there. You can also connect to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but this is on beta version. You can connect to Salesforce. Yeah, you can connect to Hadoop for big data. You can do Python scripts, R scripts. So you can connect to a lot of data points. Okay, so I'll cancel that for now. Then we'll connect to our data. So we'll be seeing different tools as we go by. So I'll not explain each of the tools here, but as we progress, you'll see I'll be using different of the tools. So you can see under the insert, we have new visual, more visuals, decomposition tree, Power Apps, Power Automate, text button shapes. So you can connect to various, you can do different tasks, which we'll be doing as we go by. So then we have this folder on the left. We have the canvas folder. Then we have the data folder. This is where we'll be seeing our data in a tabular form. Then on this third icon, this is where we'll create table relationship models. a model that can be able to connect to the two tables from our primary key. So, okay, so let's get started. I'll go to home and load the data. So it's a Excel workbook. So I'll just click on Excel workbook. So it's on my downloads. UK Bank customers, that's the data we'll be using. So open. So it might take some time as you are starting, but as we progress, it will be faster. So in case you also loaded you have your PowerBI desktop, load your data. So load the Excel data, but don't click load first. You need to transform it. And that's where the cleaning part comes in. Okay, so this is the navigator button where it will open another pane. So we'll be working with these two tables, the second last and the last new transactions and UK Bank customer. So we'll be linking these two. So once you click on new transactions, you will see a summary of the table on the right. So you can see we have customer ID in and out. So I believe these are transactions as they happen. So we'll tick it so that we can better transform it. Then we'll be using also the UK Bank customers. So once you click it, it will open up a summary table. So you have customer ID, name, surname, gender, age, region. So it has some data variables. We have job classification, date joined, balance. Okay. So we'll tick it again. Also, we'll tick these two. So make sure you have both ticked. Then at the lower part of the navigator pop-up, don't click on load, click on transform data. So because we need to transform the data first, and that's where cleansing comes in, or data cleaning and data transformation. So remember that was one of the learning outcomes. So you have learned how to load data, right? So we'll learn how to transform data. So click on transform data. Okay, so let's give it some time. It will show another. I guess I've done something wrong.
It opens it another window. So there you think you're two.
Yeah. It opens another window. Can you see the other window on your end?
Yes.
Yes.
Can
you see it on my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So it will open another window called our query editor. So this is where we'll be doing all the customizations of the data. Okay. So in case you don't see these particular elements where we have valid, error, empty, so it checks on the data and tells you whether we have empty data points, whether we have an error in the variable, and whether the data points are valid. So it gives you like a summary on top here. So in case you don't see this summary, just go to the view tab on top there. After home, transform, add column, view, then you can tick column quantity. So once you tick column quantity, now you'll be able to see that the quality of the variables. Then in case you want to see the distribution, you can just tick column distribution. It will show the distribution of the data. But for now, I'll untick those. Okay, so I think where can I start? I'll start with the variables themselves. So please take note of how simple it is to work with Power BI compared to the other software. So in case it was on, let's say Python, we'll need to do some coding of what we'll be doing now. But here it's just drag and drop. But I'm not criticizing Python. I also use Python for visualizations at times. I'm not saying that you don't use Python in case you are a developer. This is just for people who are not much integrated to the developer part of technology. They can still be able to get insights from the data, just as a developer would get insights. So it's creating a wide range of people who can be able to use these tools to get insights from the data. So it's just a drag and drop. In case you are a businessman, you are an entrepreneur, you are maybe a medic, you can be able to get insights from your data without any complications. So on the first column, you can see the first part is written, is labeled 1, 2, 3. So once you click on that, it shows you some of the data types that you can transform the particular column into. So we have decimal number, fixed decimal number, all the way up to binary, true and false, text, duration, date, time zone, time, date. So you can see you can now convert the data type by just clicking. So we'll convert some of the data types, not necessarily this one, but I'll show you which one will convert. So this is the custom ID or the primary key. So it's good. Let's just pay as whole number. Okay. Then that's why you can now do data type conversion. Okay, just by clicking. The other part is this drop down arrow here. Once you click it, you can sort the data and you can filter the data points on this particular column. So you can either sort ascending or sort descending. So in case you are doing in Python, you need to code this. Then you can be able to remove empty. So you can be able to remove empty cells from just clicking here. Then you can be able to filter. So you can, for example, when I go to, let me just go to a column like gender. So I can be able to filter by, if I just want female outputs, I can just untick male and I'll have female. And once I have female, so let's say we tick female, I'll just say, okay. And we'll only have female data. So you have filtered it with females only. So, but we'll tick both. So that's how you can sort ascending, sort descending, or filter or remove empty. That's on the drop down, right? So now the other part is now once you right click on a certain variable. So let's say we right click on, let's use another variable, maybe go to gender, age, sorry. So right click on the variable, highlight the variable first. So make sure you right click at the header, that it won't affect the cells. So once you right click on the header, you'll see you can copy the variable or the column. You can remove other columns apart from this. So in case you want to remain with certain columns and remove others, you can highlight them. You can press shift and highlight the columns that you want. And once you click remove other columns, now the highlighted columns will be exempted. Then in case you want to duplicate a column to do maybe other customizations, you can duplicate and do other customizations. The other important part is the removing duplicates. So in case there are duplicates in your variable, you can be able to remove duplicates. Okay, so this is part of data cleaning. Remember, that's what we are covering. and data transformation. So you can be able to remove duplicates, you can remove errors. Also on the right clicking, you can change the type, the data type. And then you can transform. Let's say, for example, this works well when you are on the date variable. So let's go to the date. So you can see here, this is already in date, in date form. So we can right click the date joined and then go to transform. So once you are transforming, we can just have the year remaining, or the quarter, maybe quarter, start of quarter, end of quarter, or you can just have the month. So you can just click the month, or in case you want the exact name, so you can just click the name of the month. So let's duplicate this column and then do some of the customization. So I'll just click duplicate column. So we have a copy here. So this copy, we can right click and change. So you can see the date is in day, month, and year. So once I right click, I can be able to change it to just the month. So we'll go to the transform, right click, go to transform, then go to month, select name of month. Okay. So once you select name of month, so you'll have the name of the month. So you can see January, February. Then you can double click on the header to change the name of the header. Remember, you are still doing data cleaning. So in case you want to change the headers, double click and type month joined. So we have a new column called month joined, this one here. So you can see the process that we did there. So in case you would also like to change maybe to another transformation like quarter, so you can just do it, or day, you just want the days, you can just click name of the day and we'll have another customization. So this will be helpful when you are doing time series on the visualization, when you are doing a line chart on visualization, sorry. So it will be helpful there. So that's why we are ensuring we have done all the cleaning and transformation here, so that once you go there, it will just be seamless visualization. Okay. So ensure your date joined is in date form. This will also be helpful when you are doing visualization. So change it to date. Okay. Then balance, make sure it's in decimal places because the balance is in decimal. And if it's in decimal places, then any other. So in case now we want to remove this column, so just highlight it, right click, remove the last column that we created. So you can remove it, and that's it. We have removed the column. Yeah. So you can see, I think we are good to go. Maybe you can remove the surname, but let it just remain there. Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted us to note, you see, once you are making the changes, you can see they are being highlighted on the right side, applied steps. Okay. So in case there's a step that you didn't want it to happen, so like here we removed a column, but maybe you did it by mistake. So you can just cancel that step and it will bring back the column. So once we cancel like that, so you can see we have our month we have brought back our month. So you could see we also filtered here the rows, but we changed it to where it was. So this is helpful in case you have done a step, even tracking it backward, but you didn't want it to happen. So you can just click like a step like this. We changed the balance type to decimals. So in case you didn't want that, you just cancel here and it will get back to the way it was. Okay. So I think Excel doesn't have that capability. So that's another difference where you can track back all your steps. In case you want to move a step ahead of the other, you just click it and drag it. It can be on top of the other, maybe in case you want the steps to follow a certain algorithm. Okay, so we'll just delete this. We'll remove it now. So I was just showing this applied steps bar, whereby you can do, you can track back, you can go back to the various steps that you have done with the data. So that's another advancement. So yeah, I think for that now you have covered the transformation part of it. You can explore further, but those are the main ones. So you have, in case you wanted to clean the data, but I think the data is clean. As you can see, you have no error, you have no empty, but in case you have one, you will just right click and remove duplicates, remove errors, do all that. Then on the right click, before I forget, you can replace values. Maybe you want to change male to 1 when you are coding for statistics. So you can just replace values here, replace errors. You can do group by, can do fill up or down, but this one will cover them another day. We can do unpivot column, unpivot other columns, unpivot only selected columns, rename, move, drill down, add a new query. So you can see you have a lot of customization options that you can do. So yeah, I think our tables is good to go now. Everything is in order, as I can see. So yeah, remember to put the date, to convert this variable to date type, because it will be helpful when you are doing a line graph on time series. Okay, so once you check on the new transactions, I think this is cool. This is good to go. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so the next step now is to apply the changes. So once you go to the top left, we have under file, you will see close and apply. So you can either click on the icon to do it directly and go to the other canvas for visualization or the other tab. So you can just click directly the icon to close this particular Power Query editor and jump into the other tool for visualization. So you remember we have 2 windows at the moment. So we'll close and apply the changes that we have made. Also, you can just click on the drop down here, where you can just do close and apply, or you can do apply only and just remain with the 2 windows, or you can just do close without doing any changes. So this happens in case you find that the data is good to go. So you don't need to do any cleansing. So just click close or apply and remain with the same window. But for now, let's click close and apply so that we can get to the other window. So click close and apply on your end. Yeah, so far we have covered preparing the data, importing, transforming, and cleansing. So we are waiting for it to load into the canvas. So the next part is to do designing models, where we'll do relationships. So we'll do relationships, we'll see the properties of the relationships, we'll then do calculated columns and measures. Then after that, can take a quick break. So let's give it some time. Yeah, so it's done. So let's give it some time. Yeah, I think it's done now. So now you can see the tables are are on this other end, on the right end, where you have fields. After visualizations, then you have fields. Below the fields, you can see the tables here. You have the tables already here. So you can see the date joins is in date form. Then the others are in numerical form. And then the others are in categorical form. Okay, so we have two tables. So what we want to do is to link these two tables together. So we want to link new transactions and UK bank customers so that they can be interlinked, and you can be able to call data from here and merge it with the data from here. So in case you want to visualize transactions coming in from this table and visualize it with gender, so that's possible once you create a relationship. Okay, so let's go to the relationship pane on the models pane. So the models pane is here. This is the model pane, the third one. So once you click it, you can see the PowerBI already created a relationship automatically. So it could see there's a relationship that's happening, and it did the relationship by itself. So you can see it joined the data, these two tables. So let me share a little bit of explanation of relationships. So jumping to a book here, a moment, please. So let me drag this book. Then you can tell me whether you can see the book. I'll share this book after. So we are just interested in understanding relationships. So let me know whether you can see this book.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So we want to understand what are relationships in Power BI. So as I said, a relationship is connecting two tables together. So let's say, for example, we have these two tables. We have a product table and we have a sales table. So in order to connect two tables, they have to be primary keys from each of the tables, whereby they are unique keys. For example, like a student registration number, that's a primary key. That's a unique key. Or your national ID number, that's a primary key. So this comes in handy even in the real world, when you want to have maybe a certain service provided for you, and you are using your ID. So let's say you want some NHIF services. Maybe you are sick and you're in the hospital. So the hospital has your record and your ID number. So they'll just check on the NHIS database via the same ID number, and then they can now link the two records based on that ID number. So it acts as a tool to connect two records from different tables. So you have to have that unique key. So in one table, so when you are creating relationships, the primary key of a table and its corresponding foreign keys. Let's say we are working with this product table. So product key is the primary key for this particular table, and for the sales, it will be foreign key for the product table. So the product key in the sales is a foreign key for the product table, since you are working the product table. So it will connect using from the product key in the products table to the sales table using the product key. So they'll connect each other. So they'll have kind of this connection. Okay, so from product key on here to the product key and the sales. So you are connecting two tables together. So I hope you also have ideas of how you can connect tables maybe in your workplace. Maybe you have already seen some of the tables that you can do a connection using a primary key. So that's the idea. So we have a connection called one-to-many. Like this one here is one-to-many, where we have the product, it has a unique key. Laptop, for example, the product key for laptop is 1. But on the sales, of course, we have sold some of the products severally. So we have the products sold severally. So it will be many attempts of selling the product. But on the product side, it's just one key here. It's just one product data. So we are connecting this product to the many attempts that the product has been sold. So we are connecting one product to the many attempts of itself that has been sold. So remember, you are connecting to the sales data. So you are connecting the laptop to the many attempts of the laptops, the times the laptop has been sold. So that's one to many connection. Then the other connection is one-to-one. So this is one-to-one connection, whereby we have customer key. So customer key you cannot have various customer keys. For example, when you have your loyalty card, so it usually have a number, and that number is the key. So in case the person at the back end there, they want so let's say you have already registered as a customer on a certain, let's say for example, Naivas. So you are a customer there, they have your details. So they have your customer key. So they just have your customer key at the moment. Your loyalty card. And the loyalty card, maybe it just has the name. So that's the only data that they have. But maybe they want to know where you live so that they can drop a certain maybe product that you ordered. Maybe you ordered a fridge. So they want to get the other data. But the only data that they have at the moment, maybe from the loyalty cards department, is just your name. So they'll go to the maybe the demographics department of their customers, whereby they have your street address. So maybe the demographics deals with the location only, but they still have your customer key. So they'll come and link the data from the demographics department with the data of the loyalties department, so that they can have the details of where you live. So they'll merge them, and then they'll see, so the person from the loyalties will see that you live maybe in Nairobi. So once they connect to this data point with the help of the customer key, so they'll just merge it using the customer key. So the customer key, that's how it's helpful. And that's now one-to-one relationship. Okay, and I think that's it. Now let's go to the practical part of it. Okay, so let's go back to the model here. So I'll just delete this one first, then we can create our own. So delete. Have it deleted. Okay, let's give it some time. So on your end, make sure you delete the relationship so that you cannot create one. So delete the relationship. Then now we want to connect these two tables, right? So remember the example that I gave. So on this part, it's only maybe it's from maybe the cards department. They just see the transaction in and the transaction out. But then there's another data where now they have all the details of their customers. So we want to link them up. Okay. So we'll click on this customer ID since it's the primary key, and drag it to the foreign key. Okay, so click on it, then drag the foreign key like that. It will show a plus sign, then release. Let's give it some time. Yeah, so I think it has connected. So when you check on properties, so you can click on it. I think it has connected. Yeah, it's all good to go. So just drag. Okay, so you can see once you hover around the this line, you'll see they have connected. So you'll see a connection like that. So you can right click and check on properties. Okay, so you can see this is one-to-one relationship. Okay, because we are dealing with the customers themselves. So it's one-to-one, can have different types of customers with another, maybe another, can have two customers using the same customer ID. So it's one, and also in the details, bank details, it's one. So it's one-to-one. So that's how you check on properties. In case you wanted to customize the properties, so you just click on this part and you can change, but you can see this is one-to-one relationship and it has already predicted that for you, which is already correct. So just click OK, right? Just say OK that. So we have created the relationship. Now the data are interconnected. The tables are interconnected with one another. So the other part, before we finish the first part of the workshop, let's now go to the second icon on the left side of the canvas. Just click on it. This will now pop up there. It will show the tabular form of the tables. Okay, so you have the tabular forms here. So you have customer ID for new transactions in and out, and we have UK bank customers. Okay, so we want to create a new column where we'll have the balance. So we'll subtract out, which is the ideal way.
Can you go back again, just quickly?
Go back to where exactly?
How you got here? Sorry,
Oh, I was
I
at
didn't
this
see that.
I was at this modeling part, then I click on the icon above it.
Or the data presentation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so just click on that icon. Now we have, so we want to get the balance in, and so in is the money that is coming in and out. So we'll minus, which is the ideal way to minus in minus out, right? Or is it out minus in?
In minus out.
Minus out.
Yeah, in minus out. Okay, so let's create a new column where we'll have in my balance now. So we'll come here on the table tools tab, then click new column, right? So click new column. Okay. So we'll have, now this is where we apply data expression, data analytics expressions. So we'll give it a new name. So we'll call it balance on the that part on where we have the function part. So just type balance. Balance is equals to, so we want to subtract in minus out, right? So we'll call in the table name, new transaction, then double click. So it will show you options. Once you just type new, you'll have options. So double click on in, new transactions in, double click on that. Then space minus is the minus sign. Then type in new transactions again. Then you say out, double click. Okay. So we can see it has already done the maths here. So just tick.
Is the space necessary be when you're saying space minus space then new transaction?
I think it's just an ideal way to arrange the code. But I think it's not really necessary, but it's just an ideal way to arrange your code. At least it's readable and understandable. So after that, click enter. I think mine is a bit dragging. So just click this tick here. So just click the tick. In case you click enter, it shows maybe another, it shows another line. Just click the tick here. So I think it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. So now we have a new calculated column. So remember, we have created the column ourselves. That's now a new calculated column, right? So we want to do another measure. So a new calculated measure. So let's go to the, so this was new transactions. Let's go to the UK bank customers. So remember, we are preparing our data even before we start the visualization. So remember, now we'll have at least a visualization doing the balance. Okay. So we are now going to the UK bank customers, and now we want to convert maybe have a summation of the balance, right? Like a sum of the balance. So here we'll create a new measure, right? Where we'll have the sum, and also we can do like an average. Okay. So we'll go to the new measure. Click on new measure. So the new measure, you can give it a name. You can call it sum balance. Sum UK balance. UK balance is equals to. So we'll have a summation. We'll have a summation. Click on the summation. Once you type sum, you click on the sum. Then now click on the not new transactions, but UK bank customers balance. Okay. Now click on UK bank customers balance. Then close the brackets. Click. Enter. If the enter doesn't work for you, just click the tick icon here. So you can see we have a new measure now. Now this is an aggregate output. Okay. So then we can create another measure for average. So new measure. So you can call it average UK balance. So you can call it AVG. Sorry?
I think I lost where you're creating the measure. Did you say we renamed that to some UK balance equals to what?
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just do a quick on average. Then I'll get back there so that at least we can have already loaded. So you can just type, once you rename it to some UK balance is equals, just type sum like that, then double click on sum, then it will show you some options. So in our case, let's do average, but I'll get there in case. So just as I double click average, you double click sum. Okay. So I'll double click average. Then I think I double clicked a lot. So let me run this. So average, then it will show you some options. Now we'll have an option of doing the UK bank customers. Click on the balance. Then close the brackets. Then click enter. Yeah, so we have the average of the, so I can rename it here average UK balance. Okay, so I think we are good to go now. We have both of them. Is it okay on your end? Did you manage?
I manage, but I'm now, can I get the average thing now? Do I still just?
You just type average.
Okay.
Create a new measure, just as you did for sum. Give it a new name, is equals to average. Then the rest is the same.
Hello, David.
Yes.
I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just getting a bit confused when you are making the measures like the average and the sum.
Yeah.
I thought they were aggregating. They were aggregating all the values.
Yeah,
but
sure,
I'm seeing like the average and the knee are at a row level. So
As you can check
how
on
is
the,
it, for example?
yeah. So when you check on the icon behind the output, it's not the same icon for the columns, right? So this is not a column, it's an output. So you will see how you will use it on the visualization.
Okay, so we are taking the average for an individual person, or so it's not at the column level.
We are doing average for this balance.
So it's the
output.
Average balance for everyone.
Yeah.
And where is that output shown?
Average balance, it's here, average UK balance. So we'll see it on the canvas. Don't worry about seeing it.
Oh, okay.
So we are just preparing the data.
Okay.
Yeah.
David,
so sorry, one other question,
to...
David.
Yeah.
So sorry, David, let me just ask one more question. When you're creating relationships,
yeah,
is it possible to import a whole database structure together with the relationships so that you don't have to again redefine them individually? At the point where here in Power BI, like for example, can I take a database from Access with its structure and import the tables, the data together with the relationships? Is that possible?
I'm not really sure about that, but when you have I think it automatically detects the relationships. So I think it will automatically detect them.
Okay.
So once you load, even for this one that we did, it had automatically detected it. So we didn't have to
it's
do
one-to-one.
Yeah. So I just did it to show. Yeah.
Okay.
So
but David, is it a must for it to have the same identifier for the both to be related?
Yeah, that's mandatory. You can't connect without the same identifier. It will have some very bad output. So it has to have that unique identifier. So that primary key. So you can't connect. Maybe you are like, let's say you have your Safaricom phone number and try to link it maybe with the Airtel phone number, which is still yours. It's not possible.
Okay. So that means you can also do with the names, assuming the names are the same.
Yeah, you can do that, but that's not unadvisable because people might have the same names, maybe the first same names or the last same name. So it's not advisable to use the names.
Okay, and then lastly, on this UK bank customers table, can you also add another column by going to the tables and then insert?
Like a column.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can do
you can.
Huh? Sorry.
You can add another new column.
What about the values? Then you key in the values or do what? Because we have just added a new column. Or you are asking like, can you add a new column like on the new transfer or like this one balance? Or what's the question? Because this is a new column that we added, it was not there.
Yes, it's a similar one like that.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it on the bank customers too. So you can add a new column here. Okay, so let's be a bit quick now. I think the other part we need to do is do the average of age. So let's get the average of age. So create a new column.
What's the rationale of the average of age?
So that you can see maybe the average age of people, maybe the registered bank customers. You can see the average age for male and female.
Oh.
Like what's the average age of maybe the customers? Maybe they are at around maybe 25 for males, and maybe females they're around 30 age, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do it. So we'll see how it applies. is equals to, so, oh no, it's not a column, sorry. It's supposed to be a measure. So I'll delete this one. So I do the average age quickly, then I think it can do a short break. So you can do average age. So average age is just necessary to get insights from like know the age of the people who are mostly maybe doing a registration of something. So maybe it can when it's maybe 50, you can tell that maybe most of the people are at 50, or that's okay. So I think we have all the measures in place, and the what is the column and the new column here. So we have generated new columns and measures. So yeah, so the next part now will be now to go to the canvas. Now this is the canvas. So this is now where the work will start on visualization. So we'll see how we can do various visualizations at this particular point. So we'll have like a dashboard, customize it, add titles, maybe add logos, add images. So that's now where the work will be. So we can take like a 5 minutes break instead of 10. That at least I can take some water, and then maybe you can be back at be 10:23 there, or 10:23 to 10:25. So kindly, so that I can maybe sip some water. Then we now come to the real part of it, of doing the visualizations.
Okay, let's be back at 10:23. We won't log off, so you will just be here. Should we pause the recording, David? Okay, David has gone to take water. Please take water as well.
Aurelia, you can stop there. You can pause. Thank you. We have really scraped the data. We have really done a lot with the data. So you can see the data fields are the data field on the right part. There's a lot of that has happened already. So now we get to the gist of doing visualization. Okay. So I will start with the visualization of maybe, okay, let's first by doing the sum UK balance on top here so that you can see it. So we'll do a card. So you can see this card on the visualization pane. So this is the visualization pane. I hope you can already see it on the farmost right. So just click on the 1, 2, 3 icon. It's a card. Click on it, and it will appear on the canvas. Then you can drag it to the top right. Minimize. So here are some design skills will be needed. So let's now take the sum UK balance measure and drag it to that particular card. So drag it there. So we have it there, right? So we have the measure. But someone asking, how can we see it? So I hope you can see it now. So that's the measure, and it will be interactive as we progress with the visualization. So you'll see it changing once you try to do a filter. So we'll place it there. This is the sum. This is the sum of the UK balance. Then the other thing that will, maybe you can drag it a little bit down, so that because of the title. Then the other thing that we need to do, we can do, let's do a agenda by some UK balance. So we'll go to do a bar graph. So you can click on the clustered column chart. Just click on it. Then now you can drag, or you can do it two ways. Once the bar chart is selected, so they're selecting the canvas and they're selecting the visualization. So make sure you have selected the visualization. Then now go to the fields part. Now you can pick gender, and then pick some UK balance. Okay, so we have the visualization there. So it's already there and it's interactive. I mean, once you hover around, you can see male is 86 million, gender is 72 million. And once you click on one bar like that, even the card changes. It shows you the value of the male. Once you click on the female, it shows you the value of the female on the card. So you can see how it's interactive it is. Okay, so you can do a quick customization on this. So we'll be creating a visualization. We do the customization really quickly so that we can at least move a bit faster. So we might extend a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes. So yeah, so let's go to the customization pane. So once you're on this, under the visualizations, there are three icons. So they have the first icon, fields, then we have the format, and we have the analytics. So just click on the format, the second icon. So we want to, let's go to the title. So the title is on. Click on the drop down. First, we change the title. So we can say it's balanced by gender. So you can just remove the UK, some UK balance, and leave it at balance by gender. Then we can do maybe headings 4. The other part is font color. Maybe you can change the font color to dark blue. Then background color, leave it at that. Alignment, center. Text size, you can increase a little bit. Maybe put it on bold. The other thing is, so this background, I'll show you why it's necessary to turn it off, but you can leave this one visualization when it's on so that you can see why you need to turn it off later. But for the rest of the visualization, we'll be turning it off. So let's go to, I'm searching for the data labels. No, the x-axis, let's see what you have on the x-axis. So we have the color, change it to black. Text size increase a little bit. We can't put it at bold. The rest is okay. So you can go to Y. This is x-axis. Then click Y-axis. It's on. Put it to black color. Increase the text size a little bit. So let's use 12 for the text. And the rest is okay. See what we can change on general. It's responsive, yes. Yeah, so it's fine. So that's our first visualization. So we'll place it maybe there. Then now we can do a quick one. So let's go to the line graph. So we'll do the sum of, so click on the line graph first. So let me try to be as quick as possible. See, time is moving, but I see. I hope you have gotten the gist of customizing the graph. So just be quick on that. So, and also selecting the graph. So select it, make sure it's selected. And now you start ticking on the fields area. So we'll check on the date. So the date, remember why it was important, so that it can build hierarchies. So it can build a hierarchy. So this is a hierarchy where we'll have a hierarchy of either year, quarter, month, or day. So that's the importance of doing a date, so that you can create a hierarchy on this other end. Okay, so we'll be using month. So click on the month, tick the month. Okay, then tick the summation, this aggregate output that we created, the measure. So tick it so that you can see now the importance of that measure, how it's coming in handy. So we have our visualization already there. So you can see we have the line graph from January, February up to December. So we can see how the balance was showing. So you can see already we already have insights where we can tell September was the highest with 22 million, while January was, I think, the lowest with 1 million. Already have insights there on time series. So remember, this is time series. So go direct and start doing the customizations. Go to the left icon, all right? And let's go to the, I don't know why this is showing this icon here, but let's go to the y-axis. Now the most important is the x-axis. Yeah, so let's go and change color to black. Then increase the size to 12. Remember to keep consistent. I think I need to increase the visualization. So maybe you can have it somewhere else. Okay, so we'll see how we can change that to a bit. Okay, so we can maybe raise this up a little bit. I can have it like that. Have it like that. So let's now customize the title. Let's go directly to the title. Click on it, change the title to balance by month. So just remove the sum UK balance. Then I'll position it at the center. Then I'll increase the size a little bit, maybe 16. Okay, then I'll turn off the background. Okay, so turn off the background. Now the next part, now I think we can do I don't know why this is not fitting. I wanted to fit. It can't fit there. So let's do we can put this one here. No, this is there. Okay. This is some design work which is, I think it's a good skill to have. So let's go and do a donut chart. So click on the donut chart. Okay. Then click, now we'll be using average UK balance, tick average UK balance, and tick job classification. Okay, so we have UK balance by job classification down here. So you can see the average balance by job classification. So already you can, I think there are almost balanced. When you do it like that, this is for average, right? So let's check, do another visualization. Now we'll use the average. We'll now use these new transactions where we'll use the balance with another categorical value. So you can do can do a pie chart where we'll have the gender by this particular average balance on new transactions, so that you can see how we can create or we can use the tree map. Okay, so let's use the tree map in this case. Sorry. So let's use the tree map. I'll put it around here. So tick the balance, the new column that we created, then tick gender. How gender will work well with this. So let's try job classification. Yeah. So this is balance, this is average balance, this is the real balance. So let's customize it a bit quick. So remove the background, direct to the title, balance by job classification, that's okay. Then we go to the color. It was dark blue. So ensure you keep the same format of the color. Alignment is center, increase a little bit, then put it at bold. Okay, then you can increase the size a little bit. Okay, so we have that. I think the alignment is disturbing me for now, but okay, so we have that. So also change for column, title, for the donut, sorry. So titles color is supposed to be dark blue, so ensure you maintain that blue. Remove the average, so this is average balance, then position it at the center, put it as add to 16, put it as bold. Okay, so I'm maintaining the consistency here. Yeah, so we have, that's our first visual. So we have balance by gender, balance by job classification, but I don't let's think like that. So you can see once you click on a certain filter, let's say you click on white collar, it filters every other part of the visualization. Okay, but let's say you didn't want that to happen on some of the visualization, so you just want it to happen on this particular one once you click on a filter. So let's go to, so we'll need to format and click on, go to the format tab. Yes.
Just a quick one. These colors under the balance by job classification.
Yeah.
Cannot have a description, just like with the average balance, where you have the blue color being like next to it.
Or a legend.
Eh,
Okay, let's do that quickly. So we'll just drag. Okay, this is self-elaborated. So let's go to let's go and change this color by gender. So let's change the color, maybe one color, data colors. So let's change. I don't want to be default. So let's change for female to be maybe pink. Is this pink or okay? Sure. So let's change it to that color. So we'll drag the what is that? The gender to the legend. This particular, after axis we have legend. So drag gender to legend. So we'll have gender, male, sorry. So we have gender, color blue is male, color pink, is it pink is female? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah, so that's how you can do it. So let me just remove it for now because that you can have that. So because you have some other visualizations here, that's why I'm removing it to stop it condensing the visual. But that's how you do it. Okay. So I was saying, in case you don't want the interactivity to happen on the graphs, like once you click on this one, it's affecting. So you just want it to affect the card. Okay, so we'll go to, so click outside the canvas, then click on one visual, then go to format. On the format tab, click edit interactions, right? Once you click edit interactions, now you can lock the visualizations that you want to lock, all right? So let's lock this tree map. We can also lock the line chart, and you can also lock, you see the icon for locking this. So let me drag it a little bit. And you can click here. So let's lock even the donut chart, and let's now drag it back to where it was. So we have locked. Has it unlocked or what has happened? Yep. So we have locked. Once you click now on this one, it will just affect. It's just affecting the card only. So that's how you lock them, based on the visualization that you want to be based in. So in case you want to, sorry,
I can't see the lock icon. Do I just hover on the chart?
so let's say you want this chart. Once you click on this data points, the rest of the visualizations not to lock them. So you just click on this particular visualization that you want to lock the rest. Then go to format. Once you go to format, click on edit interactions. So once you click on edit interactions, it will show these small circles with a diagonal line at the center. So just go clicking the ones that you want to lock. So with this black shade is locked. So it's locked, this one is locked, this one is locked, like that. So they are, we're just remaining with this one that is not locked. So once I click this one, the male, you can see there some balance for male and for female. So we have locked the rest. Okay, so that's the first part of it. I think time is really moving, so I just requested for some more time. So let's do, okay, let's now go to, we can add a title first. So let's add a title. So on the title, you come and add a text box, all right? So click on the text box at home, you'll see a text box underneath. And when you have new visual text box, you click on the text box. So it will show a text box like that. Then you can type UK Bank, UK Bank, and this is report. Okay, then you can highlight it, Control All, Control A. Then you can increase the font size, maybe to 28. You can make it bold and change the color to dark blue. Then you can extend it a bit and reduce this size here. Then you can drag it to the center there. It's UK Bank Analysis Report. So this is the so this is the first page. So let's go to the second page, which is the last one. So you're just remaining with a little bit of the visuals. So I'll add a map. So you want to visualize the regions. So I'll click on a map. So you can use this one or this one. So let me use this one for now. So click on the map. Then click on so you want to visualize some of the summation of balance by region. So click on tick the summation of balance and pick region. So then drag it like that. So you'll see the regions have not yet appeared. So what you want to do,
come up again. How did you reach out the map thing?
Okay, you click on this icon here. You see this second icon? Can you see the icon? Okay, let's start again. Click on this icon and make sure it's selected, but make sure you have added a new page below here. So we are on the second page. This was the first page. Now we're on the second page here. So click on the map, the second map, field map, then select it. Then go and tick the summation of the UK bank measure. Tick it, then tick region. Okay, so we have the map like that. You can expand the map. So you can expand the map to maybe up to there. Maybe you can locate it here. So you see the regions are not yet highlighted. So we'll drag the region again to the location. You can see the location part below the visualizations. There's the first icon, then there's a location. So once also make sure the visualization is selected on the canvas, then drag the region to the location. So once you drag the region to the location, now you can see the regions are highlighted with colors. So you can see the colors of the regions. So once you hover around, you can see the region is England. It's appearing twice because we have put it on the location and also on the legend. So you have region and the balance is 84 million. Region for North Ireland is 8 million. Region for Scotland is 44 million. Okay, so now we customize it a little bit. Make sure you put the background to put it as off. Then there's a lot you can do with this, but you can do map styles, but I'll just be doing the title because of time. Then you can have another session to explore further on customization. So balance by region, put it at the center. Color is supposed to be dark blue. Remember, we are maintaining. Then put it as bold. So we are applying both design skills and analytic skills and visualization skills at the same time. So make sure you increase the size to 16 as the rest of the visualizations. Now we have a visualization by region. Okay, so let's add a slicer. A slicer, it's maybe you want to select some of the regions and just see what's happening with them. So let's go to the slicer. So there's a slicer on the first column, the third, the fifth row of the visualizations. There's a slicer there. Click on the slicer. It will pop up. Then click on the regions again. So you can add anything to the slicer. Maybe you can add job classification to see how they appear in the region, but let's tick the region for now. So once you tick on the region, you can see the slicer has appeared. So we will increase the size of the items. So put it at black. We click on the items, put the items color, font color as black. Increase text size. This will need to increase just a little bit more so that can be visible. Then there's a header that we need to customize a little bit. So slicer header, title is region, color is dark blue as usual. Then text size 16. Then bold, yes. Okay, so let's stay like that. So once you come and click on the region, let's say we just want England, click England, it will just show you for England. Okay, then you can come maybe copy. We had this card. You can come and copy the card or just create a new one. So just copy it and come and paste it here. So that when you see the region, you can see what's happening with the amount. Okay, so once you click
Where did you copy the amount from?
the other chart, the other page here, this one.
Oh, so if you copy it, it goes with the formula.
Yeah, it's a measure already, so it just goes with the formula. Yeah.
And how did you put it there in the first place? Did you go to the values?
So this sum, we created it when you are preparing the data. We did it as a new measure. Remember when you
No,
are doing
I'm talking of how did you get it in the visualization
of
tab?
what? Huh?
You in page 1, huh?
Yeah, we have page 1 here.
Yes, you see that that meet the 159.62 million.
Yeah.
That yes.
Uh-huh.
Did you get it from the visualization or it was?
This is the sum. Oh yeah, it's here. This one, this card here, this label
Yes,
1, 2, 3.
it's a card. Yes.
Yeah. That's your question, right?
Yes, it's a card. It's a card. Yes.
It's a card. So once you click on Scotland, it changes to the amount of Scotland and visualizes it on the map. So you can see the map. The map is Scotland. So once you visualize the Scotland, you can see. So that's a slicer, right? So the next thing we'll do as we finish. So we'll add. Let's add an image so that at least you can see how to add an image. So let's go to the insert. So insert. So you can add any image of your choice. So I'll go to image. So I'll just select an image from my end here, the one on the presentations, then click OK. Then the image will load there. Then I can now increase the size of the image. Like that. Yeah, so we have the image. So I'm not sure whether you guys have some more time we proceed, or do we just I would like to show you some other tools, but I don't know whether it's okay with you guys based on the time. But so that's how to add the image. So the rest, so what we have, so we have the so you can rename this to rename the summary, the page, the first page to summary. Double click and type summary. Then double click on page 2 to show mapping the region maps. You can type just type regions. The second visualization is regions. Then yeah, so we have summary regions. So the next thing that I would like to show you is how to extract quick information from the visualizations that you have. So let's add a new page here and type it, call it narrative. This I think will be the last thing because of time. So let's copy one visualization here. So let's copy balance by gender. So just Control C, then go to the narrative part and paste Control V. Then once you've selected, go to the visualizations and click on the smart narrative. So it's kind of summarizes the visualization with words, so that at least when you are doing the reporting, when you are writing up the reporting, it will be easier and faster for you. So just click on smart narrative. So it will do a quick smart narrative. So you can do it. So you have, let me increase the size. Control all. So let me increase the size so that it can be visible. So you can see it did a summary of the visualization. So you can see some UK balance for male was higher than female. Male amounted for 54.25% of UK, some UK balance. So you can go editing once you have this detail. So male head and female head. So this is a narrative already done by the software. So we already have a narrative to maybe put it in a report. Okay. So
can you go up a bit in the narrative?
So
Where is
on
the
the narrative
icon?
If you
Sorry?
scroll up, do you get the?
Sorry, the narrative is here.
If you
So-
scroll up,
Up where exactly? This is the whole narrative, so you can add anything you'd like to add.
no,
No.
there was a picture that you had copied from the summary before you
Yeah.
had narrative.
Yeah, we copied the this balance by gender and pasted it on the narrative page. Once it's selected, now go and click smart narrative on the visualizations. It will convert it to a smart narrative. It will convert it into words.
So okay.
Yeah. So okay. One last thing. So the last thing is to create a navigation bar. So I'll just be quick with that. I'll not even customize it. I know time is gone. So insert buttons, then we insert a navigator, page navigator. So insert a page navigator. So you have the page navigator here. You can place it at the lower end here. So you can push this a little bit up. So you have a page navigator here. So a page navigator, now you can navigate over the pages. So just click Control, since you are on the editing part, click Control. Once you click on region, it will shift to the regions page. So a page navigator, make sure you copy it to all the pages. So Control, copy, go and paste it on all the other pages, so that it can be easier to navigate once you publish. So remember, once you publish, it will be like a kind of a web app of visualizations. You come and paste here. So once you click, so want it to be active on this editing mode before you publish, click on the control, then click on the page that you want. So let's say you want summary, it will go to the summary. Once you want regions, it will go to the regions, like that. So that's a navigator. Okay, so then the last part is now to publish. So when you want to publish, it will publish to the Power BI service. So you can click publish here. Now you need to have your Power BI. I've not yet saved the changes. Let me even, so make sure you save your work. So let's save as Power BI workshop tutorial. Let's save it. So I'm sorry guys for taking much of your time. So Eddie, the software is free. You can download it from, you just type Power BI download. The desktop version is free. Okay, so you have saved. In case you want to publish, you just click publish, and then you log into your email address where you have signed in with Power BI service, which is an online platform. So you just key in your email here and continue. So it will publish now online on your Power BI service. Now, when a colleague maybe from your workplace wants to access, you can add them to your workspace, and now they can come and see what you have already done on your visualizations. So you have that, you have what you already what you have done, so you can publish it like that. So in case maybe you want to, yeah, so I think that's what I wanted us to cover today. More we can cover next time. So let me just quickly take a snapshot of this visualization and paste it on the chart. Then maybe you can go try to do it yourself in case you didn't have the what do you call it, the software. So just take a snapshot.
Can you share with us this workbook, the worksheet? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll share with you. I'll share it on the resources. So yeah, I'll share it. Maybe Aurelio can be sharing the feedback form so that they can be filling in to get the materials. Please. So I'll paste the visualization on the chart. I hope that's possible. Okay, it's not possible, then and download it. Okay, I'll share the workbook then. I think I cannot click.
David, where do I get the feedback message?
On the admin group.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for now. I'll share the workbook and the book that has all the guidance. So this book has all the guidance. This book here has all the guidance of PowerBI. So I'll share this book once we fill in the feedback form. It has all the guidance from the start till the end. So I'll share the book too. And yeah, so I can take any questions as from now. In case you have any quick questions, and just ask. And thanks for staying up until this time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Please fill in the feedback form, which I've shared now, so that you can get the notes and all that. Yeah, thank you so much, David. Thank you so much for giving your time to this.
Yeah.
As I told you guys, it's so important. Last 2 weeks, we had a job application and most people did not know about this. So we are very happy that you could learn this. But the best learning, is by practice. So I think we have to practice so that we can be able to say we actually can do it. We will have all this shared, but please write on the, just put in the feedback form. Then I see someone had asked that, Ahmed, you had asked that we requested Africa to give us a certificate. Yes, we can give a certificate because we are also NITA approved, but I think we'll give a certificate if you can do also some application. Maybe David, you can design 2 or 3 questions that people can do, so that if you want the certificate, we'd rather base it on what you can do rather than attending the session. So I think David will send the 2 or 3 questions, then you can send him the responses. And then now from that, we'll see the interest and we'll see that you can at least apply. Because also there's no need of having, you cannot say you know how to do Microsoft PI, sorry. This without BI, Microsoft Power BI without actually knowing how to use it. So I think a practice session will help us now comfortably give you a certificate on that if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So thank you very much. And many blessings. Fill in the feedback form. We will share the recording. We will share the materials. And David, when can you design the question? It can even be from Monday. Don't worry. You don't have to do it today.
Like so that they can do a practice on Power BI.
Yeah.
Okay, I can design a short project. Then they can share the Power BI workbook, and I see how they did it, and then they can certify them.
Yeah, and at least do it. Even we can give you 3 weeks or 2 weeks to just work on that project. Then at least even if you write it on your CV and someone says, okay, now here's your laptop, do it. At least you can have tried something. Yeah. So thank you so much, Dave. How much will it cost? What is being charged, David?
I think the Power BI service is not usually free. The online platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what are the charges for now, David, but you can just check online. You'll see every detail there. So since it's a product of Microsoft, they have everything placed online, but I'm not sure of the cost right now.
And thank you for your participation, all of you. We appreciate it.
The test project should not proceed to publishing. Yeah, so we'll just save the Power BI workbook just as I showed you how to save it. Then you can just share that, the workbook.
Okay, so I think we will close now. Thanking you very much. Watch out for the exercise that David will send out, and if you're interested, you can do it, and that can also help us at least give you a certificate because we are NITA approved institution. Okay, bye-bye. Let me stop the recording now.
Okay, bye.